This is 90.3 FM, KEXP in Seattle, and we're worldwide on the web at KEXP.org. I'm very excited to have some live music tonight for El Sonido. Lulacruza, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So glad to have you here in Seattle and at KEXP.
Thank you.
Let's hear some music.
Just it.
Tejiendo redes con los hilos claros del tiempo, hace que crezcan en su matriz resplandecientes los sueños. Con el amor
Very nice. Live music from Lulacruza here on KEXP.
Uno resuena desde la raíz, siente el agua profunda subir, subir. Y el movimiento circula hasta el centro, un ave de fuego, ave de fuego. El pecho se ensancha, la rama se alarga, casi toco sus manos de flor y trueno.
was lovely.
Thank
Lulacruza
you.
live here at KEXP, playing some songs from the latest record, which is called Orcus.
Yes.
Joined by Alejandra, Luis, and Pablo. Welcome. And earlier I said welcome to Seattle, but you've been to the Pacific Northwest before. Yeah. And in fact, the record is called Orcus because it was... Actually, I want to ask a question first. Where are you based? You're from Colombia, Alejandro.
Yes.
Alejandro. But are you based in Buenos Aires or?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now.
Got you. Now let's go back to Orcus. This record was actually done up here for people who don't know. Orcus Island is an island just north of Seattle, part of the San Juan Islands. Mm-hmm. And you did the record up there? How did that come about?
Luis.
Well, we were invited to play up at Orcus in 2012 because we organized these private public concerts where people could request concerts, and so we ended up going to Orcus and talking to the people there. We're like, how did you know about us? And it seems that Adam Farish, who's one of the locals there, is friends with Bruce Pavitt from Sub Pop.
Yes,
and Bruce had heard our music and seen us play it at Beloved Festival in Oregon, and wanted us to play there. And so being there, they're like, you guys should come up and record. And we were going to be up in Seattle for Decibel Festival, so we're like, oh, let's do it. So we spent 2 weeks up there, and we're super inspired by the place, by the land, and had an amazing experience there. So much so that we ended up naming the album after the island, and we feel like it really had an impact on our music while we were recording.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful spot. It's one of the most beautiful spots up here in the Pacific Northwest. So you did 2 weeks to do the whole record.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to walk around the like and check out all the sites? And
Well, some. I don't know if all the sites filled with magic spots. So.
And had you done the previous music down in Argentina?
We had recorded the albums as we were traveling, so parts in the San Francisco Bay Area and some folk musicians in Colombia and also in Argentina.
You guys travel a lot.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, you are both from South America, but you've met at Berkeley here in the States?
Yes. We were both studying in Boston.
Okay.
And that's how we started talking about ritual music and our love for anything that was ritual, from indigenous people's music to dance music. So we actually talked a lot about what we loved before actually making music together.
Very cool. And what
10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago. And you've been making music ever since.
Yes.
And you do a great blend of traditional styles, folk music, along with the electronics. It's a great mix of ancient and modern. It's really earthy sounding and full with the bass at the bottom. Was that the original idea when you started playing music, or did you want to start just doing folk sounds, or did you just want to see what came out of it?
No, when we met, I was actually doing a major in electronic music and was really into even programming and doing, I had a big fascination with the tools the things that you could do with a computer and with electronics. And so from the beginning, it was always a way to find on the side of the production, it's like, how do you make electronic sound earthy? And it's always been that challenge. And every album kind of takes on the same challenge and finds a different solution to that. So sometimes it's a more synth-based, but we find a way to make it sound folky anyway. Or sometimes it's more field recording based and processing based. And for this latest album, we've been listening to a lot of bass music that we like, and just really fascinated by the possibilities of like more high-end bass sound systems and what you could do with it. So I think the original conception for the album was an album that if you heard on little speakers, it feels like it's just a folk album. So like the whole bottom would be erased, and you just feel like you're listening to just the folk songs from Peru or from Colombia, like without knowing. And then if you have a full bass sound system, then you hear this other layer that shows
otherworldly bottom end.
Exactly.
Very cool. How did you start playing folk music? Was that during your music schooling?
Before,
Mm-hmm.
I think that I was always taking music classes, and in Colombia, folk music is very alive. Like, so I was always studying with traditional teachers, people that do like the original mix of like indigenous and black and European sounds. So it was always in just what I did. And when I went to Berkeley, I got to reflect on what I was doing from a distance. But I realized that a lot of the music that I did was very connected to the traditions without knowing.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about the folk sounds that you're incorporating. Are these sounds specifically from, say, Colombia, Argentina, or is this a take on multiple styles of folk music?
We don't copy any style specifically, but we do use the instruments. And the instruments, like, they talk. They want to be played a certain way. So I play a Colombian cuatro. You can find it in Colombia and Venezuela. And it's played in música llanera, from the plains. Really fast styles, and I don't know, it's the cowboys from the plains. But we don't play specifically those styles. And Luis plays the charango.
With the charango is from the Andean region, so it was born in Bolivia, but is played all over, from Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and even into Argentina and Chile. And it's also like very fast-paced, high strumming, but it's such a beautiful instrument that we are drawn to it. And then the bombo legüero is from the north part of Argentina, and it's used to play like chacareras and sambas and specific rhythms from Argentina. But I feel that what we try to do always is not to like a stylistic copy, but like try to find what the essence of every style and I don't know. We actually did a film on this. We went to Colombia with the filmmaker Vincent Moon, and trying to kind of find the voice of the land. Like, we feel that each place has its kind of like its ways. The music that comes out of every place has so much to do with the ecosystem and with the spirits of the place, and so we did a 3-month-long journey through the different regions of Colombia, kind of trying to find that answer, or trying to listen to that, find that. And so we found that, just a few kilometers away, music and customs are so different because the lands are so different, but then huge amounts of kilometers away, things are so different because they're similar. You find things in like high regions of Peru, like upper mountains, that are very similar to Tibetan music, and you find stuff like in the jungle area of Argentina. I found like songs that were very much like the jungles area somewhere else. It feels like it has more to do with like kind of the essence of a place. And so when we kind of like listen to music, we're listening for that, and I feel that is kind of infuses into what we play.
That's outstanding. And it comes out across very unique as well, with your blend and your take on the different styles. It's interesting. In South America, there's a decent amount of folk music that has not just been sampled with electronic music, but that has really been fused. Like, it's really strong. It's different here how we've taken our folk music. It's more blossomed, say, into something totally different. Whereas with a lot of the South American music that takes folk and adds the beats, it really seems to hold really true to that place and original sound. It's unique. Is folk music something that only people that live in smaller areas listen to, or people that are into music listen to? Or would you say even in big cities it's still really a strong part of people's daily life and the music that they listen to?
Yeah, I think in Colombia for sure, like on the bus, like everybody listens to vallenato and cumbia. Like cumbia took over like all of Latin America, and it's everybody listens to it in some way or another. There's pop versions of all these rhythms and instruments, so It's part of the culture. It's very alive.
I really love that there's both the complete modern sounds to say punk rock and hip hop, but also the traditional sounds that still hold true in their original form and in the modern form as well. It's great.
It's kind of funny because in Colombia there's a style that's called crossover, and basically it's a mix of whatever. So you can go from a techno song to a vallenato song to a merengue song to a salsa to pop to rock to whatever. And I feel that's a little bit kind of identifies or exemplifies what Latin America is. It's like they hold everything, but they kind of mix everything as well. You know, so in Argentina as well, you listen to tango, but you listen to pop and you listen to rock and you listen to things from the UK and you listen to things from Peru and you know it's a very, it's, I don't know, I feel like it's a vibrant,
It's alive.
yeah. It's a mix that's alive.
I love that you hold on to the original heart and keep it alive and keep expanding. Once again, we're talking to Lulacruza. I'm so glad you guys are here. Got a brand new record called Orcas and playing tracks off it today for us here at KEXP. Will you play a few more songs?
Yes.
I would like
Of
that.
course.
Please.
Efectos. Comandante.
Subterráneo.
Subterráneo, comandante.
Subterráneo.
Ah, sorry.
Y efectos.
Sí.
Esa.
Live music from Lulacruza here at KEXP. Playing songs from the new record, Orcus. You play one of my favorites next, I think.
Comandante.
Mm-hmm.
So Pablo had a dream last night that we were playing this song. It was not included for the session, but he had a dream that we had to play it.
Oh,
so
well, thank you.
we're connected.
I'm glad that connected.
Yeah.
live music here at KEXP. Lulacruza joining us all the way from Buenos Aires. So glad you came up here today. Kind of bringing it back around. The record is called Orcas, which was actually recorded up here in the Pacific Northwest at Orcas Island. And while you guys are here, this will be before this airs, but doing a show in Orcas and also Cascadia as well.
Yeah.
How does it feel to come back and play the songs here in the territory that they were birthed, I suppose?
It's magical. And during the recording of the album, I was pregnant with my daughter.
Okay.
And now she's coming for the first time to Orcas. So
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
How old is she now? 2.5.
2.5.
Oh, that's
Yes.
really cool.
Yeah.
You get to stay in the States for a while? You're doing a bit of a tour here? Or?
We're playing a month-long tour. We have like 19 shows.
Okay.
It's like-
I'll post some information on our real-time playlist so listeners can check you out and make sure
Yes.
and listen to the record and grab that as well. It was really a pleasure to have you in here today.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
It was entrancing. I feel great. Thank you so much. Really
Thank you.
beautiful. Lulacruza on KEXP, Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.